Inside this video topic, we'll discuss some basic concept of React.js that we need while creating our single page headless application. As we know that inside this whole course, we are trying to create our single page headless application by using WordPress REST APIs. But keep in mind, while creating this application, also we want at least we should have some knowledge of React.js. So here, inside this video topic, we'll discuss some basic idea that how to use React.js to create a React application. Before going further, I only request you to please hit the like button to give us a thumbs up to this interesting course, and please do subscribe so that I will be creating such type of amazing and interesting courses for you. So here already we have discussed or we have some idea about folders and files of this React application. Now here I will start the concept first, that is what is component, why we create, and what is the use of using components inside React application. So to understand the concept of components, let's open a new tab. So let's say that we are creating a website. Inside that website, we have some header, we have some footer, and in between header and footer, also we have a right sidebar. Before that, we have some navigation menu. So also we have some more sections, but for the time being, let's say that we have a website. Inside that website, we have a header, we have a navigation menu, then here we have a right sidebar, and last we have footer. So if we divide this website into different sections, now we will see, we can analyze that this website is going to contain different sections. So these sections inside React application, we may say that these are components. Components are nothing, these are the reusable section of application what we go and use to create user interfaces. As I told you inside last video that inside src folder, here we have the main file, that is main.jsx, and we can see that inside this main.jsx file, here we have app, and app has nothing, it's app component, and it is coming from the same folder called src, and here we have the app component, and we can see that this component is containing some JavaScript code as well as some HTML code. So let's go back to project terminal. First I will go and execute development server. So npm run dev, hit enter, started. So I am pressing Ctrl, click on this link. And now we can see that here we have the landing page of React application. Let's go back to editor. So here what I will do, first I will go and remove all this content from this app component. And here, now to create a component, we have two options. Either we can use functional based component or second class based component. Let me tell you that majority of the websites nowadays is creating inside functional based component. So I will prefer first functional based component. So what I will do, I will go inside this src folder and let's create a new folder, and I will call it as components. Now inside this components folder, let's create a file, and I will call it as users.jsx. Now here we have a component file. So first thing first, inside this component file, let's create a function users parenthesis curly pairs. Now here for the time being, I want to print a simple message, that is welcome user to this website. So what I will do, I will simply write return here. Either we can give div element, and inside this div let's say s3 element, and here let's say welcome user to this website. And once we write our message, now here this will be the most important line. Here we have to export, so export default, and then after the name of the component, call users, or we may say that this is the function name. Simply save these changes. Let's go inside this app.jsx. Now this is a component file. So this component we want to use inside this app.jsx. So to call this users component, I'll use import statement. So here import users from components and users folder. If I remove, let's say this autocomplete, so import users from, so as we know that this users component exists inside same folder called src, but inside this src, here we have a subfolder called components. So dot forward slash, it means current directory, and here we have to go inside components folder, and then we have to call our users file. Save these changes. Now, once we load this users component inside this app.jsx, let's copy here and simply as HTML element, we can call something like this. Save these changes. So if I go back to browser, and now we can see that welcome user to this website. Now, if you are wondering that why this message is coming at the center of this page, this is because that inside this page, we can see that also we have a CSS file. So if I remove this app.css for the time being, save these changes, and now we can see that now this message is coming at left hand side. Also additionally, some CSS is still working. What I will do, I will go inside this main.jsx. Now we can see that here we have index.css. Let's remove, save these changes, and now we can see that welcome user to this website. So here, this is the way to create a functional based component inside React application and how to call inside this app.jsx. Now let's discuss some more basic idea about using components. So if I go into this users.jsx, so here we can see that this h3 element now we have wrapped inside this parent div element. What I mean, if I go and add one more element, let's say this is this is a sample line of component or content. Save this change. If I go to browser, now you can see that here we have our h3 tag and this is our paragraph tag. So we can see that these two elements now wrapped inside this div tag. For the time being, if I remove this div tag and let's remove and I will paste directly like return. Here we have two elements. Now save these changes. We can see that here we have some error. Let's ignore right now. So if I go and reload, now we can see that here we have some error, that is adjacent JSX element must be wrapped in a enclosing tag. Did you want a JSX fragment? This line of code or this line of error simply means that if we have more elements like here s3 and p tag, so we have two options. Either we can use a div tag like a parent div tag. So if let's say that I don't want to use div tag, so inside second option also we have like a fragment, and inside this fragment we can enclose all those elements what basically I want to add inside that web page. Save these changes. If I go and reload, and now we can see that here we have our exact output. So this is the way like how to define our functional based component and how to return our elements. Now let's say that I want to print some values here. So to print any values, for example, let's say that here we have some employee object, and inside this object here we have some employee name. Then here let's say the email value. Now, as we can see that inside this function users, here we have a object. Inside this object, here we have two properties. Now we want to access these values inside this return statement. So as we know that this is a JSX file, and already I told you that this file is not a complete JavaScript file as well as not a complete HTML file. So even we can use this JavaScript or we can use this variables constant inside this directly inside this HTML code. How to use? So let's say that I want to access this name property of this employee object. So let's use curly pairs. It means that I will go and use an expression of JavaScript. So here I want to access employee object and its name property. Save these changes. If I go and reload, and now we can see that successfully we are accessing the value of that object. Now inside second, if I want to access this email, so let's say and curly pairs, it means JavaScript expression, and here employee object and email property. Save these changes. If I go and reload, and here we can see that sanjay@gmail.com. So successfully, it means that in the very easier way inside this JSX file, also we can access the values of JavaScript constant, any variable directly into HTML code. Now next, I will discuss one more example. So I will go here. Let's define an array. So const, let's say students, and it is an array, and inside this array we have some students. So let's say student 1, student 2, student 3, and student 4. The task is that we have to iterate over each element of this array and print inside li tag inside this HTML. So what I will do, I will simply go here. Let's use ul tag. So as we know that we have to use a JavaScript expression so that we have to iterate over each element of this students array. So here let's use curly pairs because we have to use JavaScript expression. Next here we have students, which is an array dot map function to iterate over each student. So here single student, and each student will contain an index value like this is at index 0, index 1, index 2 and index 3. So here index, and now we want to iterate over each element and bind with li tag. So here li tag, and inside this li simply we have to write call single student, and here let's go inside this li tag. I'll use an attribute called key, and inside this key simply write index value of each student. Save these changes. If I go to browser, and now we can see that student 1, 2, 3 and 4. If I add, suppose for example, if I add one more student into this list, let's say student 5. If I save all these changes, and now we can see that that student now automatically gets added inside this list of students. Now successfully, here we have some idea that what is a component, how to create and how to use inside React application. Now let's create one more component. So I will go inside this components folder and I'll create one more. Let's call it as message.jsx, and here let's say const message parenthesis. I will use arrow function. Let's return fragment, and within s3 tag, let's say welcome to message component, and finally export default and message. Save these changes. Let's go inside this app.jsx. First we have to import, so import component from current folder. So that's why we have single dot forward slash components, and here we have message. So after this users, now I want to use message components. So message. Now we can see that here we have some error. Guess why it is happening? Because we are using two elements, so we have to wrap inside a single parent element. So we have two options. Either we can wrap inside div tag, or simply we can use a fragment. Now in between this fragment, just paste those two components. Save these changes. If I go here, and now you can see that this is coming from a user component and this is coming from message component. So why we have created message components? So by the help of that, we will learn about events. So let's say that inside this message component, here we have button, and let's say that click me. Now what basically we want? So whenever anyone click on this click me button, I want to display for the time being an alert message. So how to display? Simply it's on click. Here we have some event on click, and inside this curly pairs, simply write our function name. Let's say handle click event. Simply I will copy, go here, let's say const function name, and inside this function what I will do, let's say alert I am clicked. Save these changes. If I go, now we can see that here we have a button, and whenever we click on this button, it will call an event that is handle click event, and it will show an alert here. So if I go back to browser, let's click on this button, and now we can see that I am clicked. So successfully, we have added one more basic idea about using this component inside our React application. Let's do one more thing. If I go and remove this alert, and let's say console.log, and here let's say timer started, and what I will do, let's say set timeout, and here let's bind with a function, and inside this function simply let's say console.log message is coming, or let's say that I am in now, and this message will appear inside 700 milliseconds. save these changes. So what basically I did, whenever we click on this button will trigger like a function, and this function will go and execute after 700 milliseconds. Save these changes. If I go and let's reload, means automatically it has reloaded. Let's open our console tab, go here. Let's reload one more time, and I think okay, error has gone. Click on this click me. Now we can see that timer started, and after 700 milliseconds, now here we have another message. If I change some time value, let's pass 2 seconds, and if I go, let's clear first, click on this button, and after 2 seconds, the message is now appeared. So this is that how to actually print our messages, how to use JavaScript expressions, as well as how to handle our events. So also apart from these basic concept, also we have much more things like how to use props, how to use states, how to use hooks, and much more things inside this component basics of this React application. So this is all about our first basic concept, first video of that. So inside next video also we'll see some more basic idea that what are props, how to use properties, how to manage states, even how to use action hooks like our use state, use effect, and how to call our APIs to bind data with our components. And one more thing before closing this video, let's go here inside this users.jsx, or even from this message.jsx component. Here let's create one more component, that is const, and I will call it as, let's say, child message, and here let's return fragment, and within, let's say, h2 tag or something inside h4 tag, I am a child component coming from message. So here if I copy this component name, let's go here inside this message, inside this return statement. If I bind like after this h3, next, I will save all these changes. Let's go back to browser, and now you can see that here we have a message called I am a child component coming from message. It means that this component like message.jsx, here we have loaded inside this app component, we can see here, and inside this message component, here we have one more component that is called child message, and this component we have bind with this return statement. It means that either we can create a functional based component inside a separate file, or even a single file can contain multiple components. Now let's meet to next amazing video. So for this video session guys, thank you for watching and have a great day.